start by breaking the fourth wall just for a minute here, and I want to tell you how these things get produced, because in this case, it's actually relevant to the topic at hand. I'm filming this on a Monday morning. It will be processed, edited, and then published, and you'll be able to see it later in the week. I had a column in Saturday's National Post. The topic was a pitch by me to an editor on Thursday, approved on Thursday. I wrote it on the Friday. It was published on the Saturday, and it went online on the Sunday. The reason I mention this is just because you, the viewer or the reader, do not always get things in precisely real time. There are delays built into the system. Well, the column I pitched on Thursday was basically, where's the prime minister? And I don't mean like, where's he taking a vacation or, where in the country is. I mean, more fundamentally, we had this election. We were told it was the most important election since the Second World War. Where is he? When are we going to start getting back down to business? Now, again, I'm filming this on a Monday morning. By the time you, the public, see it, there's a very good chance that we will already have had the new cabinet announced and sworn in. We have a target date to resume the House of Commons next month, coming up a little bit under 1 month from now. So we are moving towards those goals. All of this, to me, struck me as interesting because just on Monday morning again, before I recorded this video, I was reading in the Hill Times, the newspaper that covers Parliament in Ottawa, about discontent within the Liberal caucus, and kind of wondering the same. Members of the caucus telling the Hill Times, why aren't we back? Why haven't we been called back? And I don't mean the cabinet or even the full Parliament. I mean specifically like post-election intra-caucus meetings between either re-elected MPs and new MPs and the leadership. And there was an absolute gem of a line in the article, a couple of sentences, where Liberal MPs were telling the Hill Times that they don't think anyone in the party leadership is going to particularly want to hear from them, that they don't think that their input is going to be valued here. And it just made me laugh because, last week when I was talking particularly about the issue of the sexual misconduct scandal in the Canadian Armed Forces, it's easy to write me off. If you are a partisan Liberal, if you are a member of the party or a voter, I'm a National Post columnist. You go, who cares what he thinks? He's going to be mad at us no matter what. This call is coming from inside the House, my Liberal friends. I don't mind the fact that we had a bit of downtime between the election and now. I really don't. Everybody's exhausted. They're exhausted not only because of the campaign, but because something I've talked about here with you and I've written a bunch of times. We've been running the federal government very, very hot since this pandemic began. People are burned out. And exhaustion is bad for decision making. This is not just about, touchy-feely, I feel so bad for them because they're tired. I do feel bad for them because they're tired, but more to the point, if they're tired and exhausted, people don't make good decisions. That's just proven fact. I want people, especially key people in the government, to have a break, to get rested, to disconnect, and to come back with their heads in the game. But it's one thing for me, the National Post columnist, to be going, it's time for the Liberals to be getting back to work. Easy to write me off. Now, members of the Liberal Party are telling the Hill Times, why aren't we back at work? Why isn't the leadership listening to us? They don't even care what we have to say. Folks, you can write me off, but like I said, that call to Mr. Trudeau, well, that one's coming from inside the House.